out the hour lines and you can make your own Earth dial. It's like Mars dial and Earth dial because we are on. Yes! I am not worried about the future. So I encourage you to make one and watch the Earth dial. They're very, very accurate. For the gnomon, we recommend a ping pong ball because it's a standard size all over the world. And what we did back in 2004, this is the very first Earth dial. I'll be standing on my balcony, and there's a camera in the flashlight, a very good, inexpensive, watertight enclosure for your webcam is a waterproof flashlight with a camera inside. You got a silicone seal up the wire and exit, but that's no big deal. You guys do it. So it's cool to look at everybody's Earth dial around the world. By the way, it works when the moon's out. It's quite big fun. But we had these Earth dials, people around the world built them, and you'll see the hour lines are north of the gnomon or south of the gnomon, depending whether you're north or south of the equator. And these people in Antarctica, I presume on our tax dollars, they went on the shadow, went all the way around the gnomon. It's a very unusual phenomenon. You only get it at the north and south poles. All right, well, with all this, if you build one and join us, we will send you your very own Space Geek button. I see a lot of people with their phones out and all this stuff. Here are some QR codes. You can try either one. They both seem to work fine.
QR codes.
Able to remember all these words, planetary.org/spacegeek. We will send you a button, you lucky people, and your lives will be enriched all the more. No, I encourage you to try it. So, Bill, this is great. What's with all the stuff at the Mars and all the Earth? Well, here's the thing. We are living in an extraordinary time. The world is changing in extraordinary ways. And you people, college students of today, are going to have to figure out some big, heavy stuff. Let's say that this picture of the sun represents the sun. Then this extraordinary picture of the Earth represents the Earth. Now, the Earth is one astronomical unit from the sun. Wait a minute. Astronomers have picked an average number. The Earth's orbit's a whole lot around also, but average number, and it's easy to remember. You go up to an astronomer and you go, "Hey, you!" And he'll respond. You mean the distance from the Earth to the sun? 150 million kilometers, 93 million miles? Why, yes, Mr. Ms. Astronomer, that's exactly what I meant. The Earth is 180. Mars is 1.5.
Woo!
Mars is so cold it has ice caps. It's dry ice. Mercury is 40% as close to the sun, 40% the distance of the sun. And it's really hot. But yet, in a crater on the North Pole of Mercury, there's water ice. Venus, 70% the distance from the sun, 0.78. And what's happened is Mars is too cold. Mars is too cold. Mercury is too hot. Venus is way too hot. But the Earth is just right. Oh, the Earth is the Goldilocks. Yes. So there it is. I'm so very happy here. But there's a great, deep lesson to be learned, my friends. Huge lessons to be learned from our neighboring planets. If you go to Venus, let me warn you, it's not like here. This is Mars. It's not like here either. On Mars, the Phoenix lander discovered what seemed to be droplets of super salty liquid water. It did not have an instrument to verify that, but it did have a scrape up the soil fire, or shovel, that was able to scrape down just a few centimeters and find water ice right there under the sand at the North Pole of Mars. Peoples. All I'm saying is there's a lot of water on Mars. In fact, this is the Hellas Basin, the famous crater, and everybody with radar data is pretty sure that under these impact craters are glaciers. There's water ice on Mars. And if there's water ice on Mars, my friends, it means water's pretty common, probably, in the solar system. And it may very well be the place to go looking for something alive. If we were to find something alive on Mars, it would, dare I say it, change the world.
Woo!
People would really have to stop and think about what I like to call our place in space. You know, it started out in astronomy, the Earth was the center of everything. Then people finally agreed the sun is the center of everything, even though we killed a guy and we put a guy in prison and we didn't want to do it for 300 years. People agreed that, okay, so then it turns out that if we're not the only living things in this solar system, imagine what the worlds are like out beyond. So now, if you leave Mars, oh yeah, no, we're still on Mars. Sorry. If we go back to Mars, up close with the Viking landers, there's the taupe blue upper right stocking color in the sky. The Martian atmosphere is only 0.7% the pressure of the Earth's atmosphere. 7 millibars, 7 pascals, 7 Fs. And this changes things. Changes things. This is the composition of the Martian atmosphere and the Earth atmosphere. And Martian atmosphere is 95% carbon dioxide. Earth's atmosphere, when you all were born, was 0.03%. 0.03% is 300 parts per million. It's the same number. But you were all alive. You were all alive when that number rounded to 1 digit changed from 0.03 to 0.04. And that tiny change in what seems like a trace gas in the Earth's atmosphere is, dare I say it, changing the world. Perhaps not in the best way. This is what you guys, especially, are going to have to deal with. And I want you to realize the great lessons to be learned from our planetary neighbors. Mars, very thin atmosphere, crazy cold. If you're at the equator on Mars on a summer day when the sun's culminating high on that egg-shaped diorama, it might be right around 0 Celsius, right around freezing, right here. Right here it'll be 20 below. Right here 40 below. Because the atmosphere is so extraordinarily thin. If we go to Venus, first of all, be careful, but if you go to Venus, the pressure is 90 atmospheres, 90 times the pressure on Earth. You understand, scuba divers can't do this. You can't survive at 90 atmospheres. James Cameron just went to the deepest part of the ocean for only the second time in human history. And that was, he had to go through 90 atmospheres halfway down. I mean, it is extraordinary amount of pressure. Papers have been written suggesting that this dense atmosphere slowed the spin of Venus down by friction. And everything's different. On Venus, this atmosphere is carbon dioxide, and it holds in heat by means of the greenhouse effect. Sunlight passes through the atmosphere as visible light, hits the surface, heats it up, and it's re-radiated at infrared frequencies, slightly beyond red, below red. And that's heat. And Venus has gotten extraordinarily hot. How hot is it? If you're there, it's 460 Celsius, which is some crazy number, almost 900 Fahrenheit. If you're there, lead would be a liquid. Be a liquid. Most wires and metals would be lead. And by the way, I hope you all have played this game at some point. The floor is like lava. That's not water, that's acid. You can't go near the sink. Okay, let me tell you something. On Venus, it's really like that. On Venus, not only is it extraordinarily hot, the clouds are so thick. How thick are you? You can't see the ground. The clouds are literally sulfuric acid. Not like child's game, like really. And wait, there's more. It rains sulfuric acid.
Woo!
But the sulfuric, way to go. But the rain doesn't hit the surface because it evaporates before it gets to the ground. The ground's so hot. By Western reason, by Western traditions, Venus really is like hell. And we do not want to be Venus. We do not want the Earth to be Venus. The difference between Venus and the Earth is, to a large extent, the greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect has made Venus absolutely uninhabitable for something like us. There may be some Venusians who love super hot sulfuric acid. But for what we understand of life and living things, it seems very unlikely. By the way, the word Venusian is a modern coinage. In the 19th century, when you wanted to talk about Venus, when you wanted to have a word that had the characteristics of or pertained to Venus, H-C-O-P-T, as my Latin teacher used to write, had the characteristic of pertaining to, you would say venereal. That's the goddess of love. So we have to change that.